Welcome to Bay Focus. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Well, we have coffee on and we are going to have a wonderful show. So go get your cup of coffee or tea or whatever you need to do and settle in, because we want to have you watch this whole show in just a few minutes. We're going to be introducing you to an organization called Volunteers of America, and they do amazing things in Florida. There's a whole Florida division of that organization. And it's amazing all the different things that they are helping people in need, a variety of services. So you want to find out, and you're going to be able to partner with them as well. But before we do that, as you can see, we have our Bay Focus reporter, Elise Merritt, with us. Yes. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We have you every few weeks. Well, you are out and about in the community.
Yes.
And just recently, you had a really awesome night out.
Yes.
What happened?
It was called Winter Jam 2024, hosted by New Song, which is the band that's founded it decades ago. And they are amazing, anointed, just blessed. And I had the, of course, opportunity and privilege to interview Russ Lee, the lead worship singer and the band member. And ironically, I used to drive on USF campus back 20 years ago listening to his songs, praising when I just got saved. So how poetic and beautiful that I was able to interview him.
Well, yeah, the concert was held there on the Youngling Center, but this was all different bands, all different things, and it was an incredible night, a high energy, excitement, and ministry. And this is your second one. You've covered this last year, I think, too.
Yes.
Or, so this is such a big night. So, all right. Let's take a look, because you were there, and you're going to take us up close. You and Stephen, I want to give Stephen a
kudos.
Yeah, Stephen Jane, our director for Bay Focus and videographer, was out with you. Got some tremendous shots right down on the stage.
Amazing. We could feel their sweat. It was great.
I hadn't thought of that. Okay, well, let's see what she's talking about. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Winter Jam 2024. We are here at Youngling Center, aka Sundome, and this is Elise Merritt reporting for Bay Focus. And look at this wonderful arena. We're getting backstage passes to see the amazing singers and worship artists for tonight, and we're so excited to start the event.
We will literally be up close and only inches from their feet and the stage itself. And it's especially exciting for me as my alma mater, watching my beloved mascot, Rocky the Bull, presiding proudly over the festivities. The merch is incredible and abundant, showcasing images and slogans of featured artists. And here they are. Lecrae, power rapper of Just Like You, and the song I'll Find You, featuring Tori Kelly. Then we have the beautiful ballads of worshiper Katie Nicole singing her renowned In Jesus' Name. Then Cain, Rise Up Lazarus, Yes He Can, and I'm So Blessed.
Jesus calling us out from the grave like Lazarus, so brand new power that couldn't hold you. Can't you hear the voice of Jesus calling us out from the grave like Lazarus?
Then we get louder with Crowder, anointed worship singer of God Really Loves Us, Glorious Day, All My Hope is in Jesus, and so many others. And now we have the blessed, privileged opportunity to interview the Russ Lee, founder of Winter Jam, lead singer of New Song, and the song Arise My Love, Christmas Shoes, and my personal favorite that I used to drive around this very campus and blast from the rooftops after I got saved, I Smile. Here is that interview.
Hello everybody, I smile when I think about the way you turned my life around. That's it. Nice to see you guys. I love you, appreciate your ministry so much, and welcome to Winter Jam.
Yes, thank you so much.
In our minds we were thinking, okay, if we get 1,500 people here, we'll have enough to pay the building and pay the expense of the evening. And instead, 8,000 people showed up.
Wow.
It was a tremendous move of God. Hundreds of people got saved. And we thought, wow, this could be something. So what was New Song in Greenville, South Carolina, then became New Song and Friends, and then it became January Jam, and then it became Winter Jam, and it's been Winter Jam now for almost 30 years. I didn't really grow up in a solid, Christian home, and I had a mother who loved the Lord and loved us, but my mother struggled with mental illness, and my dad was sweet to us, but he was overwhelmed, 4 kids and a wife who was struggling with mental illness. My dad began to drink. He became an alcoholic. I started working at 13 years of age. It caused me to hang out with older people, and I started using drugs recreationally with some of them, and then I started delivering drugs, and then I spent a summer dealing drugs, and I was miserable. And one night I was driving home, and I was listening to the radio, and I heard the Rolling Stones sing "I Can't Get No Satisfaction," of all things. And the Lord really used it. I became very contemplative for some reason, as an 18-year-old kid. I said, that's really what I'm looking for, and I can't find it. I can't find it in parties. I can't find it in relationships. I can't find it in anything. Music, I can't find satisfaction. All I really wanted was to wake up one morning and feel okay. And so that night, I did something I'd never really done, honestly, as an adult. I prayed to God and asked Him to show me what the truth was. 2 days later, someone came to my house and shared the gospel with me. A friend of mine that I'd grown up with, that I'd always looked up to, who I thought had everything, stood on my steps and told me how his life was empty and how he had given his heart to Jesus. And he invited me to go to church and told me that the pastor said, well, you need to share the gospel. You need to go tell someone this good news who really needs to hear it. He said, honestly, you're the first person I thought of. And I knew God had sent him, and I knew then that there was a God in heaven and that He knew about me. And I wasn't relieved, I was terrified. So I went to church with him, and the pastor just shared a beautiful message of grace and redemption and forgiveness and mercy and rescue, and I could not wait to get saved. And so, God, I just pray now for anyone watching whose heart is hurting, God, anyone who's struggling, God, anyone who doesn't know You, who's walking in darkness. And God, thank You that when we call on Your name, You promise us You will answer and show us good things. And Lord, rescue them and bring them hope and joy and freedom today.
Well, thank you so much, Elise. What a great report that was. I always love that we're out in the community and a part of what's going on. Winter Jam is always a great thing every year. Well, as promised, we are going to introduce you to a new organization to us, but they've been around for a long time in the state of Florida and even longer nationwide. They go back a long time. It's called Volunteers of America, Florida. We're going to be highlighting today. And with me, as you can see, we have a full group of people around the set, and I'm going to do a quick introduction of all of them. To my right is Kelly Garrett, and she is the regional director here for Volunteers of America, Florida. To my left is Edward Ford, and he's been a participant in the program and also a veteran as well. So we thank you for your service over the years. And you have another veteran who we thank you for your service next to you, Sean Knowles, who is the Director of Veteran Services, and also was in the Air Force for a number of years. So thank you all for coming on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you. And we're going to start with you, Sean. You have been with Volunteers of America for many years now. And for our viewers that don't know, what is Volunteers of America, Florida? What do you do?
So, well, first of all, thank you for having us this morning. And we are a nonprofit organization, the affiliate version of our national organization, Volunteers of America. And what we do statewide is we provide housing. And with that housing, our philosophy, though, is to interject social services, case management, clinical services on top of the housing alone, because we believe that the housing alone is not enough, that we need to help the individuals when they come into the program to really leave successfully into independence.
So you're actually addressing specific areas that you're trying to get to the root of issues.
Correct. Whether it be mental health or substance abuse or both.
Yeah, okay. And I want to make a switch. We're going to come back to you, Sean, in a moment. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about veterans, what you do with veterans. But I want to make a switch to Kelly. Kelly, you work with direct services. What are some of these services? What are you doing? You're going directly to people.
Yeah, like Sean said, we really believe in the health and wellness of the whole person. So we like to think of people being healthy at home, and what does it take for them to be healthy at home? For some people, it's working on a budget. and learning how to do that. For others, it's some serious counseling and therapy services. You know, Volunteers of America of Florida hires licensed clinicians, so we're able to really do some deep work with people and help them. And also, we're faith-based, so we're able to approach the spiritual side of people too, and think, can we offer to pray for them? Can we connect them to a local church? How can we help them heal in all areas of their life so that they can be successful?
Yeah, I think, and you go, and a really great resource too is you can go to their website, which we want to save. I get it as voaflorida.org, because there's a lot of different things you can see what they do with their. And I'm just going to do it just, you know, if we have time to come back to some of these specifics, but they've alluded to them. But there's literally, they deal with homelessness, affordable housing. They have seniors, programs for seniors. I love that. You know, mainly because I am one. Just thought I'd throw that in
We'd have
there.
never known.
Yeah, so there's nothing for me out there though. Okay. They have special needs. That's something they deal with too, for people with disabilities, veterans, and of course individuals, families, behavioral, mental health, all of these things. And one of the things that either of you, before we get into veteran service, can talk about, and she mentioned too, that their ministry, their interdenominational ministry, they're literally a church. It's an interdenominational church that you have Bible studies, correct?
Yes.
You do that, and people can tap into that. But the term volunteers, do you actually use volunteers? There's our ways people can do this, right?
Correct, we do. We partner with a lot of churches in the community, since we do cover the entire state. We love to partner with local churches and volunteers in the church groups, the women's groups. We love them to come on site. They help us decorate new apartments, or when we do new or kind of rearranging or remodeling things. We love for them to come on site and help us with all that.
Yeah.
They bring us donations, especially during the holidays and almost all the holidays year round. They bring us donations all the time.
That's a really important thing, and we want to say that too, that you guys are donation. You definitely take donations, and our viewers can partner with that. We'll talk about that in a moment. I want to get to the veterans. I mean, you know, there's such a part of our population. Sean, tell us first what you do with Veteran Services. Then we're going to hear Edward's story, because Edward has benefited from what you do. But what do you do?
So we are the largest, or one of the largest providers of transitional housing programs for veterans statewide. We cover Pensacola all the way to Key West. We have 12 programs, and those programs are designed as a housing first option. Let's get the veteran in the house, in the room, with a roof over their head, stabilize them, and then introduce this case management and the clinical services. Partnering with local providers in the communities, things like career paths, education, things such as that. We also have a program called SSVF, which covers 15 counties, which is a supportive services for veteran families, which is financial assistance. You know, if a veteran or veteran family is living in a house or an apartment or a townhouse somewhere, and times get tough, it's tough times, and so what we can do is financially help them to maintain that housing instead of them becoming homeless. And that's a service that we can provide from a financial aspect. It may be paying rent, paying past rent, fixing a car repairs, or something of that nature, to keep them the ability to continue to go to work so that they maintain some form of income.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's
That's
amazing.
really pretty comprehensive.
It is, and that program is growing every year, thankfully, through the VA and through the federal government to continue to assist.
You're partnering with other veterans.
Correct.
Getting referrals.
Correct. Other
From the
community
VA, et
providers.
cetera.
Yes. Churches.
Yeah.
We get a lot of referrals from churches, from other partners in the communities.
I love that. Okay, which leads us to Edward sitting next to you. Edward, we want to hear your story. I mean, you are a veteran yourself, but tell us a little bit about your military, all that happened, and then what happened in your life and how you got connected with Volunteers of America.
Thank you, Ms. Darlene. Well, I was, the unthinkable happened to me in November of 2023. I found myself homeless, by no fault of myself, but I was literally on the street. I had nowhere to go and have no family other than a sister. And so I ended up in a homeless shelter. And from there, I saw no recourse of anything other than to be homeless again until I was connected to the VOA, Volunteers of America. And they acted really swiftly to get me from a bad situation to a situation where they gave me hope. And they actually also helped me with mental health services and other financial things to help myself get back to my path of a path for prosperity. And they also gave me a guideline to, what do you want to do? How do you want to improve yourself? And, where do you see yourself in the future? So they've been a lot to me. They've been family most of all, and a godsend as well.
I love that they've been family. And Edward, a little bit too. You were in the military at a young age.
Yes, ma'am.
18. Tell us a bit about that. And you eventually lost your eyesight, but you also were diagnosed with cancer. You have overcome so much. Those years from the military, what was that like for you? We talked a little bit about before we started the show. You had some real relationships in those years, right?
Yes, ma'am. It was family. It was family
Yeah.
oriented. I think that a lot of people could benefit from even being in the military to learn, cooperation and coexistence, and learning that we're all one family.
Yeah.
And the military, it was great. Everything, was nice other than a reaction with CS gas, and it
Yeah.
caused me to have to endure a lot of surgeries and everything. But as far as going on, the cancer and everything, found out later in life, I had been misdiagnosed for like 30 years. And all the while I had a time bomb in my stomach. I had a total gastrectomy. I was hours from death at the time when they discovered it. And the doctor asked me if I wanted to live or die. And I had to think about it because, being in a
Yeah.
situation where
Yeah.
a lot of negativity and
Yeah.
that breeds on itself and it feeds on
Yeah.
itself, especially when you don't have good role models or,
Yeah.
a good support system like the VOA. So, and looking back in my rearview mirror in hindsight, I just think all the experiences were compounded to make me a better human being. And now I'm in a situation to help others find their way and back to the path that
Wow.
God would have us walk.
Wow, you're bringing a tear to my eye, Edward. I'm not kidding.
Well,
Not
thank-
kidding. This
thank
is
you.
powerful. Powerful testimony. All right, I want to thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank
Tell
you.
it. We want to let our viewers know you have some things happening with Volunteers of America that they can participate in, even financially, variety of ways, initiatives, things happening in 2024. You've got an exciting thing coming up with housing. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we
Shelley.
have a brand new complex that we've built in St. Petersburg. So our head office will be based there and also some housing. So we'll have 25 units strictly for homeless people. So they're literally going to come from a homeless situation to home, to a
Yeah.
furnished unit with
Wow.
dishes and glasses and everything they can think of. So we're really providing that for them. And then affordable housing for other people in the community as well. So a great way that people could help, of course, is we will always take donations. Financially, we have paid for the furniture, believing that the gap will be filled, believing that this is the right thing to do for these people, and hoping and praying that the Lord will fill that gap for us financially and make up the difference. So that's one way that people can help. And like Sean mentioned, helping to set these places up as homes for people. This is someone who may never have had their own set of towels. So imagine as a women's group or a men's group, you can get together, pull all your resources, and then be a part of delivering that to people and really seeing the difference that you can make in their lives.
I love that. And then in the final couple minutes here, we're going to go and stay tuned because we're not done with the show. We have a great video coming up showing some more people talking about what Volunteers of America has meant to them. We've talked about the people who give financially, they can go on and see what they can do to give of their time, like we're mentioning. But and you guys have worked in this in a while. Sean, I'm going to throw this to you before we go to the video. You've been here for a number of years. You've worked with a variety of people, and you do veterans, but you do more than that. You get involved in other areas too. What has been one of the things that have stood out to you? How's people's reaction? Are they grateful? How do they how do they feel? We've heard Edward's
Yeah.
testimony, but it's got to be repeated multiple times over.
It is, there is, working for nonprofits has its challenges within itself. But there is nothing like seeing veterans, participants, individuals, families come through our programs, successfully leave to independence, which kind of gets them out of the system,
Yeah.
and then come back and give to the programs,
Yeah.
or to come back and share their story, and come back and, on a yearly basis. I have veterans that come back, and they'll want to come back to the programs and just volunteer or just hang out with the guys and gals to talk. So the appreciation of the participants and the veterans and everybody that we serve, with the understanding of what we're trying to do, and them coming back, and we don't need the appreciation kind of thing, but they want to come back and give. And that's the most rewarding thing that we see.
Yeah. And if someone is watching, and just tell us if they're watching and they need assistance, they're thinking, boy, I could benefit. What's the best way that they should they go to the website, or what do they do?
Go to the website, or and the email. It'll be on there. Contact us that way.
Yeah. There's just a place to go right in there if they
Place
need
to-
help.
Correct.
Or
And
if they need assistance.
they can send an email right to our info, I think at VOA #FLA.org. That information will go straight to one of our folks at the corporate office, and then they will direct it to whoever needs to kind of get
Okay.
it in whatever area in the state we're in.
Okay, just wanted to mention that. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be back in just a moment with the team here, but we want to show you right now. We want to take you through this video some of the wonderful reactions of people that have benefited and worked with and volunteered for Volunteers of America, Florida, specifically talking about the state of Florida in this piece. Let's take a look.
The state of Florida has its diversity, its beauty, the ocean, the tourism, Disney World, so many incredible attractions to offer. But there's also a second reality underlying of a lot of retired seniors with low-income housing. The homeless veteran who feels like it's easier to survive that lifestyle in a warmer environment than any other state. And they're all cohabitating and trying to survive that beauty and that complexity on a day-to-day, and that's what we're here for. We try to have that beautiful Florida for everybody.
Here I was at the homeless shelter with my son. I'm looking around, I'm saying to myself, what do I do? I can't even see the future from here. And the miracle happened.
I had lost everything. I've moved a handful of times from one place to the next, not having a place of my own.
We knew each other from 40 years ago.
In Kiev Musician School.
We met in this building and we didn't recognize each other.
Our vision includes to have healthy communities, and we do that with support services. We're called to serve. That's our passion. That's our ministry.
We figure if we take somebody from the street who is homeless and we treat them naturally, the next step will be to provide training and help them find employment for them to become independent.
I have a mental health condition. I also am a convicted felon. That made it really hard for anything, even to rent an apartment, to get a job, to do anything. But when you have somebody that is still willing to help you, like Volunteers of America, you could go forward, and say, okay, this is my new family, and they're willing to help me. I'm a successful business owner right now. I'm a homeowner. Volunteers of America made it very, very helpful for me to, get to where I am in life right now.
I said, blessed be Volunteers of America. They brought us together. We're very safe here. Here is absolutely special management. Here is paradise because sunshine makes people happier.
And I like Florida so much. It's mean everything.
They're very caring people.
Even though they're older, they still are who they were when they were younger, and they matter. They make a difference, and they can still make a difference now.
I felt welcomed here at VOA. I'm very happy here. I love all the staff members. They've been nothing but kind to me. They help me comprehend and understand things that I don't on my own, and that's very helpful because if I didn't have them to do that, where would I be?
We never give up in providing a service that is needed, whether there's funding for that or not. If we believe the individual we're serving need it, we'll find a way to provide it.
These are happy tears if you see tears because I am so grateful they're in my life.
It makes me very proud to even be part of Volunteers of America.
Volunteers of America.
Well, we've given you a look today at Volunteers of America, and thank you all so much sitting here with me. I think what you do is just amazing. I mean, I'm always in awe of the organizations we bring on here and nonprofits and ministries like you guys that are going on the one-on-one and selflessly taking so much of your own time and doing everything. And Edward, wow, what a powerful, powerful, powerful testimony. I hope you will support Volunteers of America. It's organizations like this that we try to bring to you on a weekly basis on Bay Focus, that you can do something to make a difference, that you can volunteer your time, or you can write a check, or you can make a donation via the website to keep these programs and services going. It costs money to do what they do, and they are covering the state of Florida for sure. And I want to encourage you to connect with Bay Focus as well, that you will keep me up to date on things going on in the Tampa Bay area, Central Florida, beyond Tampa, St. Pete. We want to hear from Sarasota, Bradenton, Lakeland, and beyond. A lot of the areas I want to hear from you. You can connect with me as well. Email me, go on to our Bay Focus Facebook page, YouTube, see all of our shows on demand. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. We will see you next week. May God richly, richly bless you.